Welcome back to a pod where we watch every episode of Doctor Who from 2005 onwards. My name's Rebecca.
I'm Haley.
And today we are discussing Series 15, Episode 1, The Robot Revolution.
We are back talking about the 15th Doctor, aka Ncuti Gatwa. I am so excited. It has been a minute since we've talked about him, and I cannot wait to get into this episode. Me and Rebecca have not talked about this episode since it premiered. Oh my gosh, this is so confusing, but midnight on April 12th for us in our time zone. That was like Friday, Saturday-ish. It is Monday when we're recording. It has been so hard to not say a word to each other.
It's really hard not to talk about these episodes beforehand because we have a lot to say. You guys, Doctor Who is back. The sun is out. The birds are chirping. It's a great day.
Life is worth living again.
It
It's
really
just
is.
fantastic.
It's great. Are you ready for some fantastic facts?
I am ready for some fantastic facts.
Just a disclaimer, if you guys were here last year when we did Series 14, the fantastic facts just aren't as good a few days up after the episode airs. I don't know why, but you really get the juice after some time has passed. So these aren't that exciting, but hey, on with the show, I guess. So this episode aired April 12th, 2025. It was written by Russell T. Davies and directed by Peter Hoare, who the only other episode he did was A Good Man Goes to War.
That makes so much sense on why I loved the directing of this episode. The directing, you guys, was so good. No wonder, because A Good Man Goes to War, I will always be a stan for that episode.
Love that episode. This episode, The Robot Revolution, was filmed in November 2023, which feels like a lifetime ago. And to put that into perspective, the Star Beast had just aired when they were filming this. So they were filming Ncuti Gatwa's second season before he ever appeared on screen, which is just mind-boggling.
That is actually insane.
It's crazy. The working title for this episode was called Belinda and the Robots.
Well, I like that they chose the Robot Revolution.
Me too. Now, RTD, I watched Unleashed, and RTD said he got the idea to cast Rada after he was watching an edit of Boom, and he was like, oh, I really like her. Too bad we can't bring her back. And he was like, wait, we can and we have. And so they did.
That man will never not bring someone back who was a one-off character in an episode.
Yeah, and it makes sense. What? I respect it. And I'm glad.
I respect it.
All right. Let's just jump into it. Where do we want to start?
I think we should start with what are our overall feelings on this episode?
Honestly, I love this episode.
Okay, good. Same.
I loved it, you guys. Yeah, I think it's great. Belinda, already in Companion Hall of Fame to me. I love her so much. I'll get into this more later, but I feel like I can relate to her more than I have ever related to a companion before. I love her. She's my queen. She's in the Hall of Fame already. I love the dynamic between her and the Doctor. And I thought the story was good. As far as Russell T. Davies openings go, this is a really good one.
Exactly how I feel. I enjoyed this episode so much. I really loved it immediately. And the way this episode was filmed, directed, and produced, and just all of the different aspects of it, all of the effects were all so good and worked together so well. And was the conclusion a little silly? Yeah. But so is a lot of RTD episodes. And it was done well. And it was so fun to watch. And I was excited to rewatch it. I rewatched it earlier today just to get a refresher. And yeah, it still eats. I think this is a really strong opener. And it really outshines Space Babies by a mile.
Oh, completely. And from top to bottom, this episode is visually gorgeous. Every single prop, scene, lighting choice, absolutely incredible. I'm obsessed. I don't think the show has ever looked better. Okay, so the episode starts 17 years in the past, which would be 2006, just to get our.
No. It would
Okay,
be like, depending on the time of the year, it would be 2007 or 2008. I'm thinking 2007 because we know there's a future episode where they go to the past, which is 2007, which is
yeah.
disgusting that that's what they're using as the past. Y'all, I was 6 years old enough to remember 2007.
Okay, that makes sense. I was getting thrown off because I don't know what my brain glitched earlier when I was writing this. Because even watching it the first time, I was like 2007, and then today I was like, no, it's 2006. So I don't know. I got tripped up, but
So
yeah,
valid. Usually, I
2000.
am not the math girly on this
Yeah.
podcast. You know that for a fact.
That's okay. That's okay. So 2007, which we do know from the trailers that we will be in 2007 again. So that's really, really interesting.
Mhm. Mhm. How old do we think Belinda is?
Okay. Get out the maps and calculators, everyone. We got to figure this out. So I would say, based on this, she would have been 17 or 18 in
Yeah.
2007. So I'm guessing she's in her mid 30s now.
That's my suspicion as well. And if that is indeed the case, which it seems like it is, I do love we get an older companion, which
Me
like
too.
mid-30s isn't old by the way.
No.
She's just older than a lot of previous companions.
Mhm. I've already seen some people comparing her with Ruby, which you guys, we don't need to do that. We can have
Mm-mm.
them both and appreciate them both. We don't need to pit them against each other. And people like to criticize Ruby for not calling out the doctor or like just going with the flow, but people forget Ruby is 19. She is a babae. She's literally a babae. So, of course, when you have a older companion, they aren't going to be like that. It's just like what we've been talking about with Donna in our series 4
Mm-hmm.
episodes. She's not willing to put up with the doctor's crap. She calls him out when she needs to, and we're already seeing that in Belinda. And it just makes sense of someone who is in their mid 30s and has more experiences and a life and a job. They're going to see through the doctor a bit more than someone who's 19 and whose life is just starting.
Precisely. Okay, the certificate thing, actually sweet. I love that. That I
it's
would
it's a
love to get something like
cliche.
that.
Yes, it's a cliche, but it's
Yeah.
a cliche I love, and I wouldn't mind if someone did that for me. But I immediately
But
noticed that it was Miss, and I was like, that's so weird.
yeah.
Why would anyone put the Miss in there? That's crazy.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just me. I don't know. I easily pick up vibes from people, but I
Hmm.
just immediately I knew Alan, like the certificate thing was a good cliche that I love, but everything else about him, I'm like this dude is just weird and
Yeah.
I'm just like this is a no.
I
This man
noticed
is a no.
Yeah, I noticed today too, rewatching the episode, when she's opening it, he's like, well, you could have folded the wrapping paper. And I'm like, really? You're going to criticize how someone's opening a gift and be like, you could have saved the wrapping paper?
Yeah. All of this being said, though, like skipping way ahead in this
Hmm.
episode, I did not expect the plot twist with
Oh,
Alan.
me either. Me either. I did not see that coming. I did not expect to see Alan ever again. Then we go back to present day, which we find out is May 2025. And the doctor shows up at the hospital. And we find out later that basically some man told him about Belinda. What
Okay,
is
who is
that?
this man? Is this the 14th Doctor, the future 15th Doctor telling his previous self? Is this the Master somehow, some way? I don't think it's the Master, but just throwing that in there. Is it Rogue? Is it somehow Sutek? Like, who
Oh,
was the man who told the Doctor Belinda's name?
I right now I'm going with it was a future version of the 15th Doctor, because
Yeah.
what other man could it be? Maybe it's a man we haven't met yet, but I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of timey-wiminess happening in this episode.
Oh, so much. So much timey-wiminess.
I love the outfit that the doctor wears while he's walking around the hospital. I
Yeah.
love that we're back getting to talk about all of the doctor's outfits. It's great.
Guys, I am so happy to be back in a series of Doctor Who where we can have more than one outfit in our end of series outfit rankings. Like, you don't.
Literally.
Series 3 and Series 4 is so hard, y'all,
No.
for the fashion girlies. So it's nice that there's outfits, and he looks so good in plaid.
And I love like the like kilt. It looks so cool. And
Yeah.
when he's in the TARDIS when she's being abducted, that outfit is so cool. I love it.
I personally think it is really, really funny that 15 caused a hospital blackout when he was trying to
Yeah.
search the system. Now, everyone is up in arms online. There's so much beef, by the way, on Doctor Who Twitter right now. Like, it's ridiculous. Guys, calm
Yeah.
down. People can coexist. You don't have to love the episode, but don't hate on the actors. Anyways, I digress. A lot of people are up in arms and being like, he just killed a whole hospital full of patients. And I'm like, how about we take it as it was intended to be? A funny doctor coded moment that any other incarnation would have caused.
Also, those generators kicked on like the very next second. Hospitals have backup power. Hopefully, people were okay. But it is kind of funny to think about.
It is. And I love that when we get our actual introduction to Belinda, it's her working her job as a nurse in the hospital and interacting with patients. And you can instantly see that she is someone who cares a lot for other people. And of course, because she's a nurse, she promises to do no harm, obviously. But you can just tell, like, that is a core value of her. It's not just her profession.
No, I love seeing her working as a nurse. And then I loved seeing her go home and her apartment and her roommates. I love those glimpses. And this is really why, like I said earlier, this is the first time that I really feel myself relating to the companion in real time, because when I was younger watching the show, all the companions were older than me. You know, I started watching the show when I was 13, so Rose at 19 felt like that was ages away. And same for everyone else. And then last season with Ruby's a couple years younger than me. You know, her life, like I said, was just kind of starting. But now, even now, Belinda's like a good 10 years older than me, but I do feel like it's the first time that I can really relate to a companion, because I'm like, yeah, I have my job that I love but is crazy, and then I go home to my like kind of boring apartment with my roommates, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know, it's really cool to kind of see myself in a way, or just feel, I don't know, I feel very connected to Belinda already. I'll do anything for her.
That is such a good point. I do find it so interesting that she still has the space certificate and it's like hanging on her wall with other like space art.
Yeah, I noticed above her bed there's like a sun and moon tapestry.
Very interesting. Okay, what are our thoughts on the robots? Because their voices coming in her house are giving like Jadoon Platoon Upon the Moon vibes. Visually, they're giving a little bit of emoji robots. What are your thoughts on them?
I really like the robots. I think they're really cool. Again, I watched the behind the scenes and the Unleashed episode, and they were really going for like a 50s sci-fi vibe, which I really liked and appreciated. And yeah, I thought the robots were cool. And when you watch the behind the scenes videos, like that's how they looked in real life. And there's people inside the robots, obviously. So I thought they were really cool. I do want to mention quickly the scene when she's in her room and the rocket comes down. Oh my gosh, the lighting is so freaking incredible. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm obsessed. It looks amazing.
This episode on its own needs an Emmy just for like lighting design and producing, filming, editing, all of it. It needs an Emmy solely for that reason.
Yeah. Oh, another companion has their home destroyed.
Oh, yeah. Poor Dan. Might I just say, I loved Dan. This is a side tangent, sorry. That man did not deserve to like lose his house. Martha lost her flat in series 3 and it's
Martha
never
lost
mentioned
her
again.
flat. The Tylers have their home destroyed by that Christmas tree, and the Slitheen, let's not forget.
So true,
Um,
actually.
Donna in the 60th, like their house is shot up or something, I forget. But that gets a little messed up. Everyone gets their house kind of wrecked a little bit.
You're so right. Doctor, what are you going to do? You need to pay your former companions or set them up or something.
Unit takes care of it. Unit's got it
So
covered.
true.
Yeah.
Good point.
That's another line I loved from Belinda, is her being like, my landlord is not a nice man. Like, so real. Like, I don't want to call the landlord about this.
Can you imagine trying to explain that you got abducted by robots?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. So the robots killed a cat, which everyone is being very normal about and not weird about at all.
Like, rest in peace to that poor cat, but everyone's mourning it more than they mourned the doomsday scene between Ted and Rose.
You would think that the cat was theirs, but yeah,
Like,
I get it.
yeah, like
Yeah,
the poor cat, but also it's a cat.
the cat is irrelevant.
No, it's actually really good. Nicholas Briggs, watch out.
I'd be pissed if
Okay.
I was Belinda and all this was happening to me because my boyfriend from 17 years ago bought me a star and put Miss in front of my name. I'd be so pissed if I was her.
I would never get over it. I would forever hold that grudge.
We have the return of Mrs. Flood.
Yeah. Belinda, look behind you. There's a stalker.
I noticed that Belinda doesn't name her, so she doesn't say like, "Oh, Mrs. Flood," you know. So we don't know how Belinda knows Mrs. Flood, and it's just very interesting. Like, does Mrs. Flood know what's going to happen with Belinda and the doctor? Is that why she's, I guess, pretending to be Belinda's neighbor too? Like, how many people is she a neighbor to? Like, what? But I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't really have a theory on who exactly Mrs. Flood is.
Mm-hmm.
Loki would be hilarious if she's literally just a stalker stalking all the companions and the doctor.
Stop.
Like, imagine that storyline. But not actually. I have no clue who the heck she is. I am a little nervous that she's going to become a little bit like Susan Twist, just in the sense of like the types of appearances we'll see from her this series. So I'm really hoping there's some more uniqueness like there was in this episode. Her saying,
"You ain't see me,"
and "Oh, take care, Belinda, bye-bye," is so out of pocket and unhinged. Like, girl, what are you doing?
I know. I'm just, yeah. I'm a little, I don't want to say I'm over it, but I'm just like, girl, like, who are you? Like, we all have our theories. There's definitely, we won't go over the main theories, but you all know the theories. So it's like, okay, like, who is it? Who you gonna be, girl? We see Belinda really upset about her parents, and she's like, oh my gosh, my parents. I hope we get to learn a little bit more about her parents.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we will, but also there's only 8 episodes, and the last 2 are a 2-parter, which, parents could pop up there, but who knows?
Who knows?
I do hope we get some more info, though, because she was very emotional, and, like, she's so real for that, because that would be where my mind would instantly go to, is like, what are my parents like?
Yeah.
What are they gonna do when they find out I'm gone and my house has been destroyed?
No, exactly.
I really, really love the scene of Belinda in the rocket. Like, I just love that touch. And I love that we see the TARDIS traveling alongside the rocket. And I find it so interesting. We have a glitch in the Matrix, everybody. We have a time fracture. And when I first saw the time fracture, fracture, at first I thought Disney Plus glitched. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, is this connection bad? And then I was like, oh no. Oh wait, it's intentional. It's intentional. And then When I found out that like it had been 6 months for the doctor, but like 2 hours for Belinda, I was like, what is going on here?
And then it's like 10 years for Alan.
Yeah, 10 years. Actually crazy.
Yeah. Again, the timey-wiminess of this episode is a little confusing to me, but we're going with it.
Yeah, 15 also mentioned the robots in the future or something took those certificates. So there's 2 copies of the certificate, but the certificate they have, they took 5,000 years too early to Planet Belinda, and then it kind of became the foundation of Planet Belinda, and that's why everything kind of went cray-cray regarding Belinda.
And
Very
they still have to get
timey-wimey.
and they still have to get the certificate. Like we have it right now, but they still have to go get it.
Yeah.
So it's again very timey-wimey.
Yeah, very, very timey-wimey. It's going to be a very interesting season, I feel.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we're getting a lot of things set up, and after last year, I'm scared.
I'm also really, really scared. I'm not going to lie, but I'm cautiously optimistic that it's going to
Yeah,
be, I'm glad there's more than just like, Susan Twist popping up.
and it's better than just like a word being repeated every
Mhm.
episode.
Torchwood.
Saxon, Bad Wolf.
Okay, actually no hate to Bad Wolf. We
Oh
love
yeah,
that one.
Bad Wolf is allowed, but everyone else, I'm like, okay, we get it.
Okay, so we have several side characters in this episode, and by several, I mean like 3 that are really focused on.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, we got Polish. Love that
Polish,
little cutie
polish.
patootie. I want to see him again.
I want it.
Me too. I want it. Like, it was so cute. And we also get Manny, and I don't know what it is. This is maybe really cringy to say publicly, but I don't know what it is. But anytime a man jumps down from a roof on a rope in a TV show or movie, it's instantly attractive.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't lie.
it does something. It does something for sure.
Yeah. And then we have Sasha 55.
Okay, guys, I have so much to say about Sasha 55. Basically, she's like a companion we didn't get to see because the
Yeah.
doctor spent 6 months with her. And as soon as she said, "Take me to the stars," I out loud in my room said, "Oh, she's dead." I just
That's
didn't
exactly
expect
what I said.
I just didn't expect her to die the very next second.
Oh, me either. I expected her to be maybe like a couple more scenes, but not like instantly
Yeah.
be killed off. Very emotional, and we really did not get much time with her. But like her and everyone else, even like everyone who ended up dying when they tried to fight back with the robots, such a great scene, by the way. They left more of an imprint on my heart than the entire crew of 42 did in an entire episode.
No, you're so right. And yeah, I think we learn a lot about Sasha by the way that Manny talks about her and the way that the doctor talks about her. So because of them, you really feel for her and you feel for her death. But I would have liked just like one scene in between "Take Me to the Stars" and her dying, like
Yeah.
just one extra moment with her so we can really see for ourselves how great she is.
Oh, I completely agree with you.
What did you think about the whole scene of the doctor being the historian and telling Belinda about the history of the planet, and then you find out that there's a glitch with the robots and they can't hear every 9th word?
Okay, actually, I liked that. The doctor being the designated historian, most doctor thing ever. I knew
Totally.
instantly when Sasha 55 was like, now the designated historian. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be 15. And I love that for him. It's fun, and I really don't have an opinion either way about the every 9th word thing. I think it's like a fun element that
Me
kind of
too.
adds to the suspense a little. And I love how like he's been working with the rebels. I liked it. And I liked the concept of the Undercity. And I kind of wish we had a little bit more of the Undercity. I don't know. Concepts like that always fascinate me. And yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on the Undercity?
Yeah, I really like that concept. I love any kind of like rebel hideouts,
Mm-hmm.
during battle. I love how Belinda instantly jumps into nurse mode and she's like
Yeah.
changing the fluids. And I really hope that's something that they keep up with throughout the series of her like going into nurse mode and wanting to help people, because I think that's just such an interesting part of her character. And I loved seeing her help the rebels, and her reaction when she found out that the doctor had two hearts was so good. She was so interested, so excited, and it just makes so much sense. Like, as a nurse and someone who's like studied anatomy and everything, like, she would be fascinated by that.
Yeah, and I also find it so cool that their body system is different than humans, and I find that so interesting. Like they have a second diaphragm instead of like how we have, livers, and I don't know, I just find that so fun, like so fascinating, and just adds to the world building of this new planet.
Hmm.
And going to what you said about that moment between Belinda and 15 when she, listens to his two hearts beating, it's such a good scene. And I'm not going to lie, over 60 years of this show, and we finally see the two hearts. I don't know what it was. I kind of geeked out. I'm not going to lie.
I feel like we've seen them before, but maybe not.
Actually,
I
you're
don't
probably
know.
right.
I
Well,
feel
we've
like we
heard
have.
them.
Yeah, of
We
course.
might have actually.
Yeah, I feel like there's another X-ray scene. We'll keep an eye out. But yeah, I loved that. What do you think about Manny and how he's very hostile towards Belinda and kind of blames her for this whole thing?
Look, to be completely honest, I'm going to defend him and say,
Mm.
sometimes things happen, you're upset and you don't act the best towards other people. And I think the way he interacts with Belinda, you can tell that Sasha 55, why is it 55? Anyways, Sasha
I know.
55
Are
meant
there
a
like
lot to him.
55 other Sasha or are there 54
Yeah.
other Sashas? Like, what's up?
Exactly. But yeah, I feel like he wasn't off like the worst he could be. He could have been nicer, but I think he warmed up at the end and the man held the roof up. So there's that.
No, literally held the roof up. Yeah, no, we love Manny. Sometimes
Hmm.
you gotta be hot and mad, and sometimes that's okay. I do have some problems, because I love Belinda already, and I'm like, this ain't her
Hmm.
fault. Like, literally,
Yeah.
this is not her
That is the
fault.
part where I was like, Manny, take a deep breath. Wait a second.
Yeah, and everyone being like, Your Majesty. And it's like, girl, she ain't asking for this. She's not trying to be the queen or whatever. But I love when she tells the doctor to not shush her. I thought that was great. And
Hmm.
I just know that Martha would absolutely love Belinda. Like, they would be besties.
They would be. They would be for sure. Belinda has some great singers in this episode to
Hmm.
15. Like when 15 is telling her about the time fracture and he says timey-wimey and she's like, am I six? So funny. She also says that nurses do all the hard work and doctors just kind of stand aside, which she is so real
Hmm.
for that.
Yeah.
But we also get a Mundy Flynn callback, which is interesting. Like, I figured they would touch on it, but I don't know. I still don't really know the angle they're going for.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, it's your descendant, but your descendant who looks exactly like you. Also, maybe it's not a coincidence that I met your descendant. So
Yeah.
I have the feeling we haven't heard the last of Mundy Flynn.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Also, X ray blankets. When can we get that, please? That sounds great.
No, that sounds amazing. Like, just have a blanket laid on you would be amazing.
So, what do you think about the part where Belinda turns back on Polish and basically leads the robots to the rebels and their little undercity hideout?
Okay, I really think it falls within her character thus far that we've seen. I knew from the get-go that when she did that, her intention was not to get anyone else hurt. Her intention wasn't that she was some like evil mastermind. She just wanted all of the fighting and killing to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And she really felt responsible because this whole planet is called Miss Belinda Chandra. And I think it just demonstrates that she genuinely doesn't want anyone to be hurt for any reason, especially when she can help it. And so she's willing to sacrifice herself. I think she did that not fully knowing what that would look like, but I don't fault her for that. And I think it makes sense for her character.
Yeah, no, I agree. Part of me is like, you should have just left and turned yourself in, but also she's on a strange planet. She doesn't know how to leave or where to go, or even if she did, like, they're all watching her. The doctor's watching her. He wouldn't let her just like disappear. So she had to do what she had to do. And she's like, I'm Miss Belinda Chandra. I'm gonna own up to it.
And Alan really takes Toxic X to an entirely new level, literally.
I'm sorry, the line, it's not AI, it's Al, is so funny.
It's amazing.
It's so funny. That will be in the out of context video.
100%. We posted a video recently where it was Shooty's first season out of context, and it's been a hit. I'm not gonna lie.
Go check it out. It's so funny. I've watched it like 5 times. So we find out that because in the rocket, Belinda's like, go get Alan. He's the one that gave this to me. They did go get Alan, and they ended up 10 years in the past. And basically, Alan is the reason why the revolution started, because before then, robots and humans coexisted peacefully.
Yeah, but then they went through the time fracture and they all went schwupp, and he became a killing machine because Alan was insane for that. Like, he became the ultimate villain, like they said, like the ultimate incel, like just
gross.
Awful.
And then we flash back and find out that the same night he gave her the star certificate, he also tried to propose, but in his proposal, he's like, and you can't wear tight clothes, and you can't do this and this and this. It's like, worst proposal ever. And we've seen some bad proposals on this show, I feel like.
Yeah.
And then you find out that he's actually in pain. Like, this whole thing is killing him, and every ninth word, like, he's telling them that he's in pain.
He is, and I find that interesting for sure. Side note, I don't know exactly like what the appearance of him in this reminds me of. Low-key, like a combination of like, I can't remember that one character from Flux and like an random Avengers character. I don't know, just like the combination.
Yeah, I think the costume's really cool though.
It is really cool. The like whole talking generator thing, that looks so familiar, and I don't know why.
You know what it kind of looks like? It kind of looks like the computer in Cyber Chase. Did anyone watch Cyber Chase on PBS Kids?
Wait, I don't know. I don't know if I watched that.
Favorite shows. I loved it as a kid. But yeah, there's like I forget what they call, I think it's like, okay, whatever, but there's a character that kind of looks like it. Okay, so the two certificates touch. We get this whole crazy sequence. Then the doctor tells Belinda that he just like saw her whole life, and he's like, you and I go back years. What does that mean?
I took that to mean that like he kind of jumped in her timeline with that time schwupp thing, and that's what he meant, and like he kind of knows like the tea on her life. But I don't know, because I don't know, it's a little confusing. That sequence is actually insane though, visually.
It is.
My mouth was like out. I have no clue what it means, because later at the end of the episode, Belinda, like, she mentions the TARDIS and like insinuates she knows about his adventures. And I just don't know if that's a deleted scene or if that's a hint that she knows that because of the time schwupp. or him being in her past. Like, you know?
Yeah, the TARDIS line is so interesting to me. And I have to believe that it means something. Like we're supposed to pick up on that and
Yeah.
that's supposed to mean something. I just don't know what. Maybe I don't know. It's like I feel like that line is there on purpose. You know, it just has to be because it can't just be a mistake or a deleted scene because then why I don't know, why would they keep that line in? It's just so weird. And then she sees the TARDIS and it's obviously her first time seeing a TARDIS, but yeah, I don't know. There's something there.
Also, she tells him May the 24th, 2025. My shift starts at 7:30 a.m., but then is shocked that it's a time machine.
Oh, you're so right. That's interesting.
Yeah. Very, very interesting.
It's like she knows things without realizing she knows them. And is
That's
that on
actually a good
purpose
point.
or is that just weird writing?
Such a great question. After Empire of Death, I simply do not know.
Yeah. Because let's not forget, this is the man who made it snow for literally, you guys, no reason whatsoever. That
No
snow
reason.
had no reason.
No reason. Yeah,
No.
I really don't know. But you know what I do know? We
Hmm.
finally got our new Hoof companion from the future. We've wanted it for so long, and we got it.
Stop.
It's a month in the future, but she's from the future.
We made it, guys. We did it.
But oh my gosh, the scene where 15 reunites with this TARDIS is very much a do you two need a moment together?
Yeah. No, it's great. I love it.
It is. Also, Citadel of Sasha 55
I know.
is what they're renaming Miss Belinda Chandra.
No, they're just renaming the building after Sasha 55.
I thought they meant the planet. Whoops.
No. But what do you think about her reaction in general to the TARDIS? It's always a big deal the first time a companion walks into the TARDIS.
Oh, it's another iconic moment. She's really taking it in, taking her time. I think it's funny that 15 is like, yeah, you know, it's bigger on the inside, smaller on the outside. And she's like, I know, as she's taking it all in.
She's like, yeah, I got that.
Yeah, I like her reaction. I always like people's reactions to the TARDIS.
I love her stepping outside and being like, if you thought this was mad, this is mad. Like that. Yeah. That's great.
Oh, it's so good. And low-key 15 is bouncing off the walls at the end of this episode. Like, sir, I know you have been so lonely because you left Ruby behind and haven't called her up, but like, calm down. Calm down.
The way he's like, let's go. It's like, okay. Like, you can already tell he is already obsessed with her.
But she clocks him so hard because he's like, I can't help thinking we're meant to be connected. And she's like, oh, like it's destiny? Is that what you tell all the girls you travel with?
Is that what you told Sasha? Yeah. No, she really set him up because at first, like, he's laughing and, you know, he's being the doctor. And then she calls him out and it's like a knife to the gut. And his face changes and Shuti Gatwa performs that. Oh, it's so interesting because he's apologizing, but it's like we know from watching this character for so long, like this is who he is, you know? This is the doctor.
Yeah, definitely. But I do like that she's giving him that pushback. And you know, similarity, she does have similarities to Donna. Like Donna did not want to travel with the doctor at first. She wanted to go to the church and go to her wedding.
Get me to the wedding!
And all Belinda wants is to just go home and sleep. Honestly, I just thought of something. She worked a long shift and just wants to sleep.
Yeah.
As I was saying though, like there is that similarity where they both want to go home. They don't want to travel with the doctor, but I feel like the energy is very different.
Yes.
And so I like that it's similar, but it's also very different. And I think it's going to be such an entertaining and interesting season with her pushing back on 15 and just wanting to go home. And I also like that she mentioned to him that, like, hey, you tested my DNA without my consent. And you're
Mm-hmm.
like expecting me to go traveling with you and trying to like force me into this adventure. I don't want to be one of your adventures. And I just really like that whole dynamic.
Yeah, and she's already seen how dangerous he is. And I think that's why Sasha 55 stuff is really effective, because from her perspective, like as the audience were like, why do we care? We just met her and she died right away. But think about it from Belinda's perspective. Belinda just met her. Sasha tells her that she trusts the doctor, that they're
Mm.
friends, and then Sasha dies immediately after. So Belinda's already seen the dangerous side of who the doctor is and traveling with him, and that he kind of just does what he wants. You know, he tested her DNA without even asking. And she's seen through all the smoke and mirrors, you know, she's seen through all of it and she's not here for it. And I think that's such an interesting dynamic for them to have. And I'm really excited to see how it plays out throughout the rest of the season.
Me too. And the way this episode ends is honestly one of my favorite endings. I'm not going to lie.
Mm.
The sequence of 15 trying to go back to May 24th and the TARDIS just groaning with the cloister bell sound, which, girl, is the Sutek back in you, TARDIS? Like, what is
Yeah,
that noise? It does
literally.
not sound healthy. And just kind of like, I don't know, I like that scene. And the
Me
moment
too.
they, open the doors and they see that, oh, they just see, the galaxy, they see space. They're not anywhere closer to Earth. And then 15 just closes the TARDIS doors and the camera just pans out and things are in space.
I mean, the season finale is called The Reality War, so I'm
Yeah.
really there, like something's going on with reality, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited and intrigued to see where we're going.
Me too. I was actually so shocked that the clip of like the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty and
Mm-hmm.
like a cab just like all in broken pieces. I was shocked that was at the end of this episode because that was one of the clips that was teased a couple months ago
Mm-hmm.
by the Doctor Who social media accounts. And I don't know, I just expected it to be in the finale, but no, we got it here.
Yeah, I don't even know what I was expecting. Like, I just thought those were like promo. I just thought it was
Yeah.
promo, honestly. I don't know. And then we saw it and it's like, oh, okay. Something's happening.
Something indeed. And it's going to be so interesting to find out. And they're going the long way round, which, how many times can the doctor say that quote?
I don't know, but I love it every single
Me
time.
too.
Who is the star of the show?
I'm going to go for my man Manny. You know,
Yeah.
I can't not.
Yeah.
Because
You have
I feel
to.
like I know who you're going to choose.
Yeah. I'll give it to Sasha 55, the companion we didn't get to see. I know Big
Yeah.
Finish is frothing at the mouth. They're so excited. But yeah, the doctor says she took care of him when he got to the planet. Like, shout out to her. Sorry you had to die so soon. Sorry, as soon as you said you wanted to see the stars, that I knew you were gonna die. But yeah, rest in peace. The companion we never got to see is very fascinating to me.
And shout out to Polish. You were a real one.
You were. What is the heart of the episode?
The heart of the episode, be careful who you date.
Yeah.
You know, who you
Be
involve
care-
yourself with.
yeah. Break up with your weird incel boyfriend.
Please, if you feel any red flag, no matter how long you've been with someone or how short it's been, just leave. Get out of there. It's not worth it.
No.
You could be abducted by robots. So, you know.
Good. You good. Now, this is usually the part of the episode where I ask if you have any reviews from the past, but we're talking about a new recurring present day episode. So,
Yeah.
do we have any reviews from the present?
We do. And we have the return of the Reddit reviews and comments.
Yes.
This is like, usually I'll read them from IMDb, but when it's brand new episodes, I like hitting up Reddit. This first review I have is by the user Crib UK, and they wrote on the Doctor Who subreddit saying, "That was much better than I was expecting. This was a great start to the series, opening up mysteries and setting the scene for the rest of the run. So much better than last year's Space Babies opener. And Shooty, boy, does he look properly comfortable in the role."
Yeah, no, Shuji was great. I said it all last year. I'll say it again. I think he's doing a great job.
Me too. He is phenomenal. This next review is also from the Doctor Who subreddit by the user Mahogany Chicken, and they wrote saying, "So the Doctor laughing and shouting Yas Queen when he realized Alan was dead does not seem right. This is supposed to be the same character that showed pity on Davros after he tried to end all of creation."
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. And like the leg
Yeah.
in the air. Yeah, that was an interesting choice. Also,
It was a little uncalled
Alan
for.
really got the Margaret Blaine treatment.
No, that is a point that we missed covering. You are correct. He got the Margaret Blaine treatment.
Yeah.
I would argue low-key worse.
Oh, yeah, a little worse.
And this last review is from the user Brain124 on the Doctor Who subreddit, and they said, "Great episode, and Belinda is the freshest companion we've had in a while. Definitely looking forward to her no-nonsense approach."
Me too. Look, I really, really love Ruby. I'm a Ruby defender. I will not stand for Ruby criticism, but I feel like I haven't been like this instantly in love and obsessed with a companion since Bill.
Ooh, tea.
Mm-hmm.
Tea. I don't know how I feel yet, but I feel like I'll know by next week's episode.
Yeah.
How I feel. Like, I love her, don't get me wrong, but we'll see where she ends up in terms of favorite companions. But I cannot wait to talk all about Lux next week on our podcast.
Until then, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at timey-wimey-pod.
And email us anything and everything to timey-wimey-pod@gmail.com and leave us a review on your podcast listening platform of choice.
Let us know what you guys thought about the Robot Revolution. What do you think about Belinda?
Yeah.
What are your theories? Let's get into it. I can't wait to just talk about this season with you all.
And with all of that said, we will talk to you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Ta-ra.